Have you ever wondered how safe your digital life really is? In this intricate world of cybersecurity, it's a question that's more pertinent than ever. We live in an era where our lives are increasingly digitized, and every click, swipe, or tap we make leaves a digital footprint. These footprints form an intricate web of information, creating a digital profile that can be as unique as our fingerprints. As we navigate our digital lives, it's easy to forget just how much of our personal information is out there. From social media profiles and online transactions to healthcare records and even our personal conversations, we are constantly sharing data. This data, in the wrong hands, can be a powerful tool for exploitation. But it's not just personal information at risk. Our increasingly digital world also holds the potential for far-reaching cyber threats that can compromise national security. Government databases, critical infrastructure, even the secrets of nations can become targets. Cybersecurity has thus transformed from a niche technical discipline into a matter of international importance. In this complex landscape, cybersecurity is no longer an option but a necessity. It's not just about protecting our personal data or even our national secrets. It's about maintaining the integrity of a digital world that has become an integral part of our lives. It's about ensuring the trust that underpins every digital transaction we make. The stakes are high, and the challenges are many. Cyber attacks are growing more sophisticated by the day, and the field of cybersecurity is constantly evolving to keep pace. It's a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, where the mouse is always one step ahead, and the cat is constantly trying to catch up. The world of cybersecurity is intricate and multifaceted. It's a world that demands our attention, our understanding, and our vigilance. But it's also a world full of opportunities for those who are ready to tackle its challenges head-on. But how did we get here? Let's journey back in time to the origins of hacking. To truly understand the gravity of the situation, we need to delve into the history of hacking. Let's rewind to the 1960s. Back then, the term hacking was coined by engineers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It was a positive term, used to describe someone who could manipulate technology to achieve an unexpected result. It was about exploration, creating shortcuts, and pushing boundaries. This was an era where creativity and innovation were celebrated, where hacking was synonymous with problem-solving and ingenuity. As we move into the 1970s, the landscape begins to change. We see the birth of a different kind of hacking, one that's not so innocent. In 1971, a programmer named Ray Tomlinson inadvertently stumbled upon a security flaw while working on the ARPANET, a precursor to the internet. This was the first recorded instance of a program being created with the express intent of exploiting a network vulnerability. Tomlinson's program, known as Creeper, was designed to travel between networked computers, leaving a simple message: "I'm the Creeper, catch me if you can." While Tomlinson had no malicious intent, he was simply testing the limits of the network. This incident marked a turning point. It was the first time that a program had been created to exploit a system rather than to enhance or improve it. It brought to light the potential for harm that could be inflicted through the misuse of technology. This revelation sparked a new era in the digital world, one characterized by a constant battle between those trying to secure systems and those intent on exploiting them. It was the birth of the cybersecurity industry, a field dedicated to protecting our digital assets and warding off those who seek to misuse them. Through the lens of history, we can see how the term hacking has evolved and morphed, from a term of praise among the tech-savvy to a term of fear and concern among the general public. It's a fascinating journey, one that's intertwined with the history of technology itself. The 70s were just the beginning. The world of hacking was set to explode in the coming decades. As technology advanced, so did hacking. The digital age brought with it a new era of cyber threats. The 1980s saw the birth of the first digital worm. This wasn't your garden variety earthworm, but a self-replicating program that slithered its way through the early internet. This was the Morris worm, named after its creator, Robert Tappan Morris. It was not designed to cause harm, but due to an error in its code, it ended up infecting around 6,000 computers, which equated to a significant portion of the internet at that time. Fast forward to the mid-90s, and we encounter a figure who would become synonymous with hacking, Kevin Mitnick. Mitnick was a master of social engineering, a form of hacking that involves manipulating people into giving up confidential information. He used this skill to break into dozens of systems, including those of major corporations like IBM and Nokia. His exploits landed him in hot water, and after being on the run for 2.5 years, Mitnick was finally apprehended. Entering the new millennium, hacking took a more sinister turn. In the early 2000s, the infamous Yahoo breach took place. This wasn't just a one-off incident, but a series of breaches that affected over 3 billion accounts. That's nearly half the world's population. Personal data was stolen on an unprecedented scale, and Yahoo's reputation was left in tatters. This event served as a wake-up call to companies worldwide about the importance of robust cybersecurity measures. So from the Morris worm to the Kevin Mitnick case, through to the Yahoo breach, we've seen how hacking has evolved. It's gone from being the work of curious individuals testing the boundaries of this new digital frontier to organized cybercriminals exploiting vulnerabilities for personal gain, and even nation-states engaging in cyber warfare. With the rise of the internet, hacking became not just a threat to individuals, but to nations. Fast forward to today, and the cyber threat landscape is more complex than ever. We're living in an era where cyber attacks are not just frequent, but also increasingly sophisticated. Take, for instance, the SolarWinds hack, a cyber espionage campaign that struck at the heart of America. It was a monumental incident, not just because of its scale, but due to its method. The attackers, suspected state-sponsored hackers, infiltrated the supply chain of a trusted software provider to gain access to thousands of organizations worldwide. It was a chilling reminder of how vulnerable even the most secure systems can be. Then there was the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. This wasn't just a digital assault. It had real-world consequences. An entire pipeline, responsible for nearly half of the East Coast's fuel supply, was shut down. The attack caused a surge in petrol prices and exposed the fragility of critical infrastructure. These incidents are not isolated. They're part of a larger pattern that shows the immense power and reach of modern-day hackers. What's more, these attacks have a ripple effect. They don't just affect the immediate victims, but also countless others. An attack on a hospital could disrupt patient care. A breach of a financial institution could impact economic stability. A hack on a power grid could plunge cities into darkness. But it's not just about the big players. Everyday individuals are also at risk. From phishing scams to identity theft, cyber threats are an ever-present danger in our connected world, and the stakes are getting higher. As we increasingly rely on digital services, we also become more vulnerable to cyber attacks. The cyber threat landscape is not static. It's a constantly evolving battleground, where new threats emerge and old ones resurface in more potent forms. It's a world where hackers are always one step ahead, constantly probing for weaknesses and exploiting them to their advantage. The reality is, in this digital age, no one is safe from hacking. So, what can be done to protect ourselves in this digital battleground? Imagine you're a general preparing for battle. You wouldn't send your soldiers into the field without proper armor, would you? Well, the same principle applies in the digital realm. In this era where our lives are increasingly connected online, strong cybersecurity measures are not just important, they're essential. Cybersecurity is our digital armor, our shield against those who would exploit the vulnerabilities in our systems for their own gain. It's not just about protecting our personal data anymore. It's about defending our identities, our privacy, and even our way of life. For organizations, the stakes are even higher. A single cyber attack can lead to the loss of sensitive information, substantial financial damage, and a severe blow to the company's reputation. It's not an exaggeration to say that a robust cybersecurity system can be the thin line that separates a thriving business from a failing one. But it's not just about having the latest antivirus software or the strongest firewall. Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field. As new technologies emerge, so do new threats. That's why we need individuals who are always one step ahead, who can think like a hacker but act for the greater good. These are our ethical hackers. Ethical hackers, or white hat hackers, use their skills to find and fix vulnerabilities before they can be exploited. They are the unsung heroes of cybersecurity, the digital knights who guard our castles from the shadows. They remind us that in this battle, knowledge and vigilance are our best weapons. So whether you're an individual trying to protect your personal data or a company safeguarding valuable assets, remember this: cybersecurity isn't just about defense, it's about resilience. It's about being able to withstand an attack, recover quickly, and come back stronger. Remember, in the world of cybersecurity, the best defense is a good defense.